Welcome, welcome. We're here this evening to help all of our team with the entire company of Avini to understand and better understand Rellevate and our fund system. Thank you, Neil Roth, for making sure that we have our guest speaker, Mr. David Schneider, here from Rellevate to help us clarify and answer some questions regarding setting up our accounts, accessing our accounts, and how best to utilize it. Neil, would you care to add to that, please?
David, I think you said you had something. Why don't you go through what you have? You could unmute and then go through what you have, and then could take questions after that.
Okay. Yeah, so what my piece that I have is, and typically on these kind of webinars, is I kind of go through the different pieces that are available and the kind of some of our highlights. I just quickly go through it. Pulling that up right now. And then what we'll then do is go through the actual website and let you see some of those pieces. And some of this may look new, may look a little bit different. With this, it is FDIC insured. So this is all the different pieces that you have available to you just on one slide here. There's bill pay, send money, you have ATM access, the mobile app, which we'll get into right after this. It's also on your browser, you can also see the direct deposit obviously coming, and then that customer service piece. These are just some of our main highlights. What Rellevate is beyond just anything, and you're going to see a painy day, but we don't have that activated just based on the commission schedule currently. What we are is it's a digital bank that kind of works with pretty much, anyone across all walks of life, but we offer everything for no fee. You can use our product and never receive a fee. There's no maintenance fees, there's no monthly fees, there's no yearly fees, there's no minimum balance, there's no operating fees. The only time that you're going to have the fees is if you're doing the painy day, which we don't have active right now, sending the money instantly. You can always send it next day for free. ATM after those two free, in network with Allpoint ATM. So that's the largest. So what Allpoint is, it's the largest ATM network in the country. CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, Target, a lot of gas stations. You can always go to allpointatmlocator.com and you can just type in your address or your zip code, or you can call us and we can look at it for you. So there's a lot of ways to do that. And there's a lot of other things you can do as well. This is just the main highlights. You obviously get that Visa debit card and that there's no fee for using that. So it's not like, it's just all the different things. If you lose that card, you can call us, we'll get you a new one. You can also suspend it in real time so that, let's just say you lose it or you forget about it. And that's one thing I'll also go through and show you how to do all of that. So this is just our high level piece. We were developed by people that were the CEO and the president of Western Union, J.G. Wentworth, Visa, MasterCard, all coming together to create something that is unbelievably strong and easy to use. Once you know how to use it, I understand ramping up, it can be a bit of a challenge, but what we're able to do is move money in real time. And we can also help you when commissions are coming in. And let's say something happens, we can fix that in real time, which we've already done. And it's pretty powerful. Any questions before I go into the actual website piece? I'll take that as everyone has lots of questions. All right, so here is, I'm already signed in here. When you log in, I don't believe that you'll see this, or it may just show not available. This is that painy day where you were at 50% of your pay ahead of your paycheck, available to certain retailers just based on, this is just my dev account. I only have one dev account, unfortunately. On the left-hand side is what you'll see as your account balance. So when you're signing in, that is how much you have available to you. It's whatever your commissions. So if you have $500 in commissions, it will be on this left-hand side. Obviously, when you don't have it, you call us, or you text us or you email us, and we will work with Neil and Heath and team to make sure that all gets fixed. And then we've done that. The next piece that I'll get into is just the My Account piece. So you can see I don't have any transactions this month, but it's because my dev account. On the the right-hand side, you'll see your account and routing number. You'll see your company should show your company, not Rellevate. That's a piece that when you're signing in through the website on your own, that is a piece where if you do it that way, that you don't have Avini there, that's when you call us and say, hey, I'm not going to get my commissions. I don't have my commissions. And then we'll get that fixed for you. And we usually do that same day. It's usually within an hour or so, we make those fixes. And you can see on this, you have your buckets to send money in the bill pay. You can go into card management. You can see you can suspend your card there. We try to make it easy to get to everything, and stop me if anybody has questions along the way here. This is a working session. This is where you would suspend your cards. What I mean by that is, let's say you've gone to work or you're going to the grocery store and you're like, I don't have my card in my wallet. I don't know where it is. In real time, I have just suspended my card. So that means that nobody can use it. Your account is completely active. You're still going to get your commissions onto this account. Nothing is deactivated except for that actual, just your card itself. So nobody can swipe it, essentially. Now, if you have automatic payments on that debit card itself, then that will be a problem if you don't reactivate it, just like anything else. But as far as your account and routing number, that won't be impacted. And then let's say you find your card, you can reactivate it. And then let's say you do not find your card, you can go in and in real time replace it. You can also, let's say you forgot your PIN. Go ahead, Toni.
Oh, finish and I'll find a stopping point because it's a general question.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah, almost done here. So with the change card PIN, or if you forgot it, that's just that 4-digit number that you'll use if you're using it as the debit feature instead of the credit or at an ATM. Go ahead, Toni.
Okay, there was some question about, so this is an actual website, Rellevate.com, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, was there a difference if people use their phone versus their computer? I heard something that if you use your computer, you can't use your phone and vice versa.
Nope, you can do both. I have the app on my phone and I've used it on the computer. It's just like anything else. Anybody think of like Target has their app and they also have their website. It's the same kind of basic principle.
Okay, on a phone, it is an app then. It's not just a website on Chrome.
You can go to Chrome and do that as well. I would argue the app is easier. It's quicker because you can just click the button on your phone rather than going into your browser and going through that, but you certainly can. I would personally recommend going to the Apple store, going to the Android store, downloading it, and then it's just right there. It's easy to find. It's just Rellevate on the Apple store and Android store.
Thank you. Would you believe that didn't even occur to me? So thank you. Thank you.
No worries. I do this every day, so it's ingrained into me, whereas not everybody is Rellevate, unfortunately.
All right.
Hi, just a second, Toni. Yeah, this is Marcy, and isn't it, in fact, don't we have to have a link from Avini in order to go to our personal account? When we first get our personal accounts, if we could do that step by step for people, I know that's going to be a big help. Thank you very much.
So when you say the link, so that is just the link through the email. That's just the sign up piece.
And many people have not yet signed up. So that's what, I mean, they have not made that transition. So I'm just hoping to get through the early steps.
For those people that haven't been able to sign up, have you received the link? And if you haven't,
here's a problem, David. Let me get in the middle of this for 1 second. Obviously, we've been together from the beginning. We sent out the link to every single person to the email they have listed in our back offices at least 7 times. Okay. We have also sent texts with the links. So just so you understand, that link doesn't come from Avini, it comes from Rellevate. Sometimes it goes into spam because it doesn't know what it is. If you have your spam on high, it's going to go into spam the first time. If you are not signed up today with Rellevate, you have to send an email to Heath at support. He immediately sends it off to David's people, who usually, as he said, within an hour, they will send out that email. And you need to look for it in your mail and in your spam. I would suggest everybody that they go back and look to make sure they have their right email in their back office and they haven't changed it in the last 6 months. Okay. And make sure your email is correct. Otherwise, hey, it's going somewhere where you're never going to see it.
And we want to make sure everybody is getting signed up. And that's why, even if you contact us, that's fine too. We'll go to Heath. I know Heath's information. I know if we can, whatever's easiest for everyone here, we just want to make sure everyone gets taken care of and gets their commissions, right? At the end of
If they want to sign up through you, if they're not going to Heath, what do they send it to support@rellevate.com?
Yeah, that's fine. It'd be service@rellevate.com. Sorry.
Excuse me, service@rellevate.com. If you go to
Yes.
service@rellevate.com and say you're an Avini person, they will send you the correct link.
We do monitor that. We would certainly get that for you. We want to make sure, and if you have any questions, we want to make sure we get all those answered just based on, I would want my commission.
And then the second situation that we have, David, and this is not something that happens a lot, but it does happen. We do have some people who are not only computer illiterate, they don't have a computer. And in those situations, some of the upline try to do it. You can't do it that way, except that if they have that issue, we almost manually handle it where they have to be there with the person and get their email and do it for them.
Okay.
Paul Stowers has done that 2 or 3 times now. Unfortunately, it's not that frequent, but because this is a computerized system and it's only online, it is digital. We have to find some way to get these people set up.
Right, absolutely. And that's, so you can do it through your phone. I know that not everybody has a smartphone. Most do, but not everybody does. And we understand that. Whatever we can do to help, let us know.
But all you have to do is communicate with Heath or myself or with them, and somebody's going to fix it for you. Sometimes it takes a couple of times to fix it, but they'll fix it for you.
I have a question.
Yeah,
The email that was sent to us, who is it coming from? Do I look for Rellevate, or who do I look for that it's coming
Victoria,
from?
would it have come from, do you know what the actual email address would be?
It says no reply at rellevate.com.
Thank you.
As you see, we work and we have a team. That's why when I'm saying Victoria or Chris, I brought a few people with me just as backup.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did the other person that had the comment, are they still here?
I think they were actually talking to someone else. I think that they didn't realize their speaker was on. Sorry about
Okay.
that.
Oh,
Oh,
no
okay.
worries. I mean, if there's any issues, I want to make sure we get those fixed or addressed. We're not, I sounded like she had some fees or something that she wasn't. So I want to make sure that we get those taken care of. I don't want her unhappy in any way.
The only time you guys will ever see a fee is if you go past your 2 free instant for a month. You'll get a fee, or if you go to an ATM, you'll get a fee. That's it. As a fact, if you leave your money in the account, you'll actually get it's small, but you'll get interest.
Yes. The other piece I would say, and these I call these, we have these helpful hints posters that we've sent, or just helpful hints, I guess. Other ways you can get fees, they're not from us, but I want to call them out. If you check the balance of your card at the ATM, that actual ATM will charge you. That's not coming to Rellevate. That's going to the ATM. I would argue, don't do that. Go to your app, go to the website, or call us and we can help you with that as well. Or email us with your asking for your balance, however you prefer, we'll help you with that. So that is an avenue. I would say avoid all casino ATMs and things like that. They'll charge you $5 or $6. I'm trying to think of all the different things that I tell people not to do, but I'm also not going to tell you what to do. I'm just helping you to avoid those things. We get calls where people are mad about the casino charge. I tell them, don't go to that ATM. Stop checking your balance at the ATM. We provide you with your balance. Just little things like that can add up. A dollar may not sound like a lot, but if you start checking your balance a lot at the ATM, all of those dollars add up.
So I just wanted to restate that, yes, the number one concern was the original connection, because we have several people who don't even have access to Rellevate and they're not sure what they're looking for. So yes, thank you. That the service at Rellevate.com email will be crucial. We'll make sure that every new person has that if they're in question. And then
we can reach out to Heath as well, because Heath is in constant contact with us as well. So if you forget about this service at Rellevate, you can go to Heath and he can come to us. Obviously, it may be faster. I don't know which way is faster. I'm just trying to say there's multiple avenues to get a hold of us.
Heath has been wonderful. We use him for multiple tasks, so we'll try and go direct. And then next was how to connect to our banks for transfers. I know that the original email had us set up an original bank, and then as you helped me, I learned how simple it was there in the products. It wasn't so obvious, and you helped me learn to not be afraid to use the drop down, and that was very helpful.
Yes. So before the drop down goes there, on the left hand side, this will be very similar if you're on the desktop when you're on your phone. Let's see if it'll go here. Here we go. It'll look something more like this on your phone, where you click right here. This is how it would look on your phone in the app, where you just have a hamburger menu kind of thing. And then going back, I just wanted to let you see how it would look. But you'll see on the left-hand side here, this products. You click the products, you go to send money. And then you have instant and next day. It looks like my dev guys might be doing an update on my next day right now. So that's disabled, but it does work. What you would do for next day is a little bit different than instant. And I'll just show you instant, and then I'll just talk you through the next day. It's pretty simple. So for instant send money, you can send it to yourself or to others. If you're sending it to someone else, do not click to myself. It will look for your address on your other bank account, so that it could make it so it takes a little longer to get there. We don't want that to happen. We want it to go straight to you. So if you're sending it to yourself, click myself. If you're sending it to me, put to others. I'll take it. Just kidding. To add a recipient for the instant send money, you just create a nickname for it. And then what you'll do is you'll just type in your 16-digit card number. So to do the instant send, it has to be a debit card at another bank. So Cash App, Venmo, and all of those types of things, they don't accept the instant send. You have to send it next day to them. And that's just based on they just don't accept it through the this is OCT versus ACH, which is next day, which is automatic clearinghouse. Don't ask me what OCT is off the top of my head. I forget. I speak in acronyms.
David, Rachel Flores says that she can't find the pull down to get from I don't know, look in the chat. She explains it. I don't think there isn't a tab action to send it myself. You got to set it up the first time, right?
I don't have the tab option to send to myself. Rachel, are you clicking on next day or instant?
Next day.
Okay, yeah. So the next day will be different. You don't need to do that for next day. That's where on that one, I wish I could show you, but it's back live. All right, so now I can show you. So this is how next day would look. This is what you're probably seeing.
Yes.
when you first come in. This one is a little bit more difficult than the instant. We'll go back to the instant. This is the one that people usually have questions on. And then once you know what everything is, it's pretty simple. It's just knowing it. So right here, I have all my people that I've already saved. But to add someone, I'll just put myself.
So then recipient doesn't mean my bank account name, right?
Correct. Yep, it's your name. It will be
My
your
name.
name, or if you're sending it to Neil, it'd be his name, or whoever you're sending it to, it's their name. And then you'll put their phone number or their email. I'll just put service@rellevate.com. I just do this. One thing that I will tell you
Can
can happen. Go ahead.
I help Rachel? Rachel was thinking that she's trying to send to a bank. Is that right, Rachel?
Yes, trying to send to a
Okay.
bank, to
Right.
my,
This is to an individual, and I believe that trying to send to a bank is through the products tab, and isn't that?
Would
Yeah.
send money to it'd be your, are you saying you're sending it to a bank?
yes,
Yes.
to my regular bank account that
Yep,
I,
this is exactly what you would do. If you're like paying someone, you would use your debit card or bill pay. But if you're sending it to your personal bank account at, let's say it's Chase, this is what you would do.
so put my name in,
Yep.
their phone number.
Yep, it'd be your, so this is how, so this next piece
Mhm.
is going to be sending you a code. So you can either put your email or your phone number, whichever you prefer, because what's going to happen is we're going to send a code to that person, because this can go to yourself or to others. So we built it so that when I'm sending this money, I'll just do favorite color. I don't want to.
I put my email address in there, but it wouldn't accept my email, so I don't know. I know I had to type it in there twice, but it still wouldn't accept it.
It should. Are there any spaces or anything?
No,
Did you go through the full, you went through all of this stuff?
I did.
And what did it say?
It kept coming up red, like invalid or something like that.
So what it could be is that it could be something, there's a space somewhere. Let's see. Make sure that they're both typed in the same without any spaces. Otherwise, that happens a lot, where there just might be an extra space or something. And if not, just click refresh and try it again. It should work. Otherwise, it may mean that you already have it registered, which I doubt you do, because this is your first time setting it up.
Right. Okay, and so then you go through all of that. So I did all of that, and then I never got past this page.
Okay. And then, so when you click schedule, so what will happen is you'll type these in. It will be red until you type the next one in, until your second confirmed email is in, it will be red. I don't know if that's what it was.
Then, because I couldn't get the email to work, so then I put my phone number in, but it seems like I kept coming up with red boxes, so I couldn't get past this page.
Okay. We can look at it on the back end. I can't do that like on this call, but we would be able to, if you were to call. So in this instance, if that were to happen, that's when you contact us, and I would be able to diagnose what's happening.
Okay.
Could somebody just get hold of
I will-
Rachel? We'll
Yeah,
set up something to get hold of her and do it, that's all.
Yeah, Rachel, I'll help you. I've helped several. In fact, just to mention, some of us leaders have been able to help several people now, so we've gotten real good at it. So just to let everybody know on the call, get a hold of your team leader, because they've probably been through this several times. And even some of us have had some customer service. Darren's wonderful, by the way.
Thank you.
Had him on the phone many times, and it's been wonderful, and he knows how to walk us through no matter what, and he'll get help from their tech people too if there's an issue. Rachel, we'll talk after even if you
Okay,
like.
great. Thank you.
And if that doesn't work, tell Darren you want to talk to me, or just say, hey, can you guys, what usually happens is Darren, I'll get to you, Bunny, in just 1 second. What will usually happen is Darren will contact one of us and say, hey, here's what's going on. If he doesn't know it, he knows it most of the time. But if he doesn't, what he'll do is have the dev team go in and do a deep dive onto your account, because they can look at it and see what happened. They can see where you're getting stuck. And then that's what usually then will reach out. So that's why I without seeing it or anything of that, I can't diagnose it. But what I'm basing it off of is basically our usual things that happen. But you can go to the manager, you can go to your supervisor or do all of that, or you can call or email us and we'll make sure you're taken care of.
Okay, thank you.
And then Bonita, you had raised your hand.
I did. Kate, my question is, I live in Canada, but I also live in the States. I was able to get a Rellevate card, right?
Okay.
But I have several Canadian persons that we haven't even bothered to try and set up their Rellevate, and because they can't get the card here because they don't have a land location or a residential address. I have both a residential address and a PO box in the States. So I was able to get that. But what would a person do for those persons? Can they?
That's outside of David's field of knowledge. I actually just had a conversation with Matt today from PaymentSure. Starting this week, as soon as their money is available, there's going to be a check mailed to them. That's all we could do. We are in the process of opening Canada as a country.
Yes.
It's now 9 months since we gave them the information. Last month they told me 3 more months. So you can call up your prime minister and ask him if he likes business. But anyway,
We're working on it.
as soon as I get the first item in, because you have to do it one at a time, we will open
Yes.
up an office there, and then I can set up a Canadian bank account and find somebody that does a similar thing up in Canada, and we'll pay through that.
And
So
we're
I can't do-
also, Neil, working on it. We're also close as well.
Oh, are you now? Because the last time I
I
talked
believe
to them,
so, unless they told you otherwise.
I haven't asked them in maybe 15, 20 minutes.
That's a long time, Neil.
Yeah, I haven't asked Greg in about a month or two, so I don't know.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I don't know where they're
Awesome.
at. I'm focused on making sure everyone's taken care of, and I get little like snippets, little pieces of knowledge occasionally. Just
Sure.
kidding, to keep me up to date. So back to our send money here. I don't want to time out here. As you go through and after you don't have any issues, after you call us and we take care of it if there is, what you would do is you can see this, ignore that. Obviously, it just showed that all this is doing is just showing you the limits, doesn't do anything. Just a helpful reminder of all of that. It was asked that we add that in there. This is where you just type in the amount you want to send right here. The security question. All this is doing is making sure when you send this code, it's going to the right person. That person will type in purple. You only have to do this one time per recipient. And again, it's just that we have to make sure that person is getting that information. The next piece that trips people up is they click this schedule button rather than just clicking continue. Just scroll down further. Sometimes you'll get stuck here, like maybe on your phone, and you'll be like, oh, I'm clicking schedule, but it just brings me to here. Just scroll down a little bit more and click continue. That trips people up quite a bit. It's just scrolling down a little bit. And it's because it can look like a clean break right there. And then if you don't know to scroll down, you wouldn't do it. So I wanted to call that out. You can schedule it, but to get to the next screen, you just click continue. Now, this is my dev account. It is not live. When I click continue, you're going to see this. This is what you'll see. You can click edit. You don't need to. Just click continue. I've just sent $100. It'll go to our service email. But because this is a dev account, I won't actually get any money. So what will happen though is I'll just explain it to you. You can see the $100 just left. The email would come in. I would get a 6-digit, that's instant, sorry. For this one, you'll get an email. It'll ask you to enter your code. It would say favorite color that we had. I'm going to type in purple. And then I'm going to type in my routing and account number for my other bank, not your Rellevate account, your Chase account, or whatever it is. So that's for next day. and the reason why we have it that way is because if I'm sending it to Neil, Neil may not want me to know his account and routing information. Not that I personally know how to take people's money out of their account, but some people do. And so we just have that for added security. And also I may not want to tell Victoria my information. So it goes to her, she fills it out, I fill it out. Only have to do that one time, and then it'll just automatically go through. Now, let's say you're sending it to yourself and you have two banks and you want to send it to so you have Chase and like a Wells Fargo. When the money goes out, you can, when that email comes saying, hey, you successfully sent money to this person, to yourself, there's a little link at the bottom and you can click it and you can change where that's going. And then you type in the routing account number for that other bank. It's pretty simple, but it's one of those things where I don't know what this means. I don't know how to do this. And if you don't know it, you're not going to know. We try to make it easy, but it's until you actually do it, it can be a little bit scary.
The instant is the way to go. It's so easy to do the instant. I would highly suggest you do that. It's so fast that you could transfer funds while you're standing in a grocery store line. By the time you got to the register, it's the way to go.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I thought that they charge you if you want to do the instant.
Yes, and that's the piece where it depends on how fast you need to get the money.
Actually, you get 2 free instants a month.
Oh, you do? So you could do
You may
instant
wanna do
twice?
it on the 10th, when you get your regular team commission, and you probably have a week or 2 of the thing, you may want to do it, and then again towards the end of the month.
Oh, okay. I can do that then, do the instant, if it's easier.
It's just different. I would say that the next day, after the first setup, it's the same. The next piece I want to show you is in the send money. You can either click instant or next day to see it. But you can see where I have a scheduled transaction over here on the right-hand side. I hope everybody can see that. When, let's say you sent it and you're saying, I don't remember the code, or I don't see it, I don't know where it is. I sent money, but it's not there. Go right here, and let's say you forget the code. You can come right here, click the arrow, and see this little trash can sign. You click that button, and you click yes. Now that money's gonna go back into your account. And that is a piece that we get a lot, and you can see my money is back in my account. It's a lot faster than guessing the 3 times and then failing the answer for the test or the code. Just kidding, it's not a test. Failing those three times, it goes right back into your account instantly, rather than having to wait like 2 or 3 days. I forget what it is. Not a fun time to wait. So if you ever forget, if you send that code next day and you forget the code, if you send the money and you forget the code, go there and do that. Please do that. Don't make yourself have to wait and then call me upset. That's a way to get ahead of it. So for sending money instantly, as Chris from our side pointed out, it is basically instant, basically meaning milliseconds. The only caveat is that the other bank account may hold on to it for an hour or so. Very rare. But that's on them. We send it instantly, and I think I've had that once. It was a smaller bank, I believe in Michigan, that just held on to it for like 3 hours. And then obviously people were upset, which understand, but just know that we are sending that out in real time. And then the next point I want to bring up is that when you're typing in your debit card information, please make sure that your debit card information is correct. Once this money goes out in this way, we cannot collect it back. On the next day, we can collect it back. On the instant send, once you send money to this card, it is going through to that bank account in real time. So like once it goes into Chase's account, we can't collect that back, right? It's already there. Just want to throw that out there. Just please look at your 16-digit information and make sure it's correct. And it's going to send you a code to your email to verify this. To register it, it will have you do a 6-digit code, because we want to make sure that you typed in everything right. Usually it gets caught, but it can happen. And I don't want that to happen to you. So you type in your 16-digit code here, you put your expiration date, and then that 3-digit CVV on the back of your card. You will type all of that in. And then, like I said, you'll get a code sent to your email from the no reply at Rellevate. It'll come to you right away. And then you will type that 6-digit code in, and then the money will be in your account. You only have to do that once with registering it, just to make sure. We have to make sure that card is yours. It's added, and that's the other reason for that is an added layer of security, right? Because we don't want someone to be able to get into your account and put their debit card or their information, but maybe they don't have your email, so they wouldn't be able to send it. So it's just, we add layers of security along the way so that your money isn't leaving. We don't want to see you lose your money to somebody's taking your money. We're good about putting it all back in. We have the Visa guarantee. If your card gets compromised, all of that good stuff. We try our best to get ahead of any kind of fraud or anything so that doesn't happen. You don't have to worry about it. You can see here all of that good stuff. You can see once it's saved, I would then click continue and it would go into my account right away. Any questions on that? I'm not trying to harp on anybody or scare you off. I get passionate about making sure you type in the right information. It's happened. And don't put your Rellevate debit card in. That's the other thing I always have to say, because that happens. And then you ask me why the money is back in your Rellevate account. It's because you typed in Rellevate debit card. Any questions on any of that at all? Please, now's the time. I'm here. I have my team behind me here live.
On funding the account, adding money in, where is that money coming from? Other banks? How are we funding our Rellevate account to make it bigger?
So it's coming from Avini. I believe you guys have the ability to bring money in. I don't know if, Neil, which product, are you the fully digital, or it should be, right?
Fully digital. You could add money to it. You could use, there should be a bill pay that they could use also.
Yep, they can do all of that. And you can see out here, you can click on the fund account. You have your routing and account number. You can type all that into Cash App, Venmo, Facebook Pay. You can hand it to your employer. You can click this PDF button. Some employers require you to hand this over to them. So we have it available, so paperwork.
So if somebody doesn't have if somebody has an account without a debit card and they want to move money into it, can they still do that?
Next day.
Only next day. Okay.
Yep. So instant rides through that debit card.
Okay. But they can still get it through next day. Okay.
Yeah, as long as they have a routing and account number, they can get it that way.
That should answer that question for you, Dawn.
You can also send it through Venmo and Cash App.
Or through your other bank account. If you have another bank account and you want to transfer money from that bank account into Rellevate, you could do that too. And like David has right here, all you need is the routing number and your account number.
And that was the question. Yes, perfect. Perfect.
If I have a Bank of America card, and when I want to fund my Rellevate account, you take this from this page. I go to my Bank of America account, say I want to transfer money into my Rellevate account, take the routing number from here and my Rellevate account number to give Bank of America to transfer into my Rellevate account.
Thank you. Thank you. I think there are
Ask that question again.
Okay.
Toni, that you asked.
So my question was, we're obviously able to pay things with our Rellevate account. Are we able to add money from other bank accounts into Rellevate to make the account larger? Because if I'm understanding correctly, we have the benefit of interest perhaps,
yes.
Or yes, thank you. Love these benefits.
Yep. So did we answer your question?
Yes.
Well,
yes, Victoria.
So I guess the other question was, so they used it when they use their debit card, are they charged?
No.
Okay, great.
The debit card is not. It's free to use. If you lose it, you can call us. We'll get you a new one. I mean, it's a fully functioning check. I mean, it's fully functioning digital account. It works. I use my Visa. It's what I use. I had a Chase checking account. I then realized I was getting fees that were these random things, like a yearly thing or like a monthly thing. I have a service charge, and then when like I had two. One got underneath. It was like underneath like $100 or something, and then they charged me per day for that. And I was like, I'm not even overdrafting. I'm not saying that most banks do that. I think most banks are going away from that, but it can happen. I would just urge you to look at that, make sure you're not getting those charges. What you'll also find with a lot of our employers and my employee bases that I work with, they'll start with the Rellevate account, use it a little bit, send the money out, and then they'll realize that they can get a hold of us when they have issues, whereas some other banks do not have that. And you have all the other features that most banks make it pretty difficult for you to move money. Some have Zelle, but Zelle is only to other Zelle companies. Our send money can go to any bank account in the United States. It's pretty powerful. We don't make it difficult for you.
Diane, the
Having issues,
$75
call
is not
us.
part of our program, okay? Diane asked if that's the $75 for co-workers. That's not part of our program. He has a lot of different programs on here. That's not ours.
Yeah, I
Just so that you
apologize
know.
that I have too many things that go on.
Yeah. The other thing is, I think what they used to be able to do with the e-wallet is they used to be able to pay for their auto ships with their e-wallet. But now that we don't really have an e-wallet other than a pass-through, we only pay through the 10. We used to only take auto ships through the 10, but they get their big paycheck on the 10, so it didn't work out. So we just added an 11th day. So now they can pay for their auto ships on the 11th using the debit card from your Rellevate account. Or you can do it earlier if you have money in there. Don't get me wrong, you don't have to wait. But if you're waiting for that to come in to do it, then you can do that going forward.
You can always schedule that with bill pay as well.
Yeah. It automatically gets billed from us through an auto ship program.
Okay.
So
Never mind. But you
Nope,
can do
that's
bill
cool.
pay. You can set up all your bills on here and never have to go to the other website. I pay for I guess here this is Macy's, but I pay for my workout stuff on here, so I don't have to deal with it through my
You can
card.
pay your mortgage, I
don't like doing that.
You don't want to pay your mortgage?
I'm
You
just kidding. I pay my mortgage. I want to live at home.
Can we point out the benefit of having Rellevate for our business in terms of summary at the end of the year for all of our write-offs? Everything is right here if we keep it to our business account.
And you'll be able to see all your transactions. You have your statements that you'll be able to download as well. So we make it, and you can download it right here. It goes on a monthly rolling basis. There's a lot of little things that once you start using it and start playing with it, you'll start to really enjoy it. I can make it so I get notified anytime anyone logs into my account. If there's money that's been sent, I know that in real time. I can make it so, let's see here, a login. So I can make it so I get web, so it'd be on your browser, right? It'd be like up here, or it would notify you like in your actual browser. It would say, hey, someone just logged into your account. You can also have it text to you or email to you that, hey, someone's logging in. Usually almost always it's going to be you. But if there's that one time when you're out and you're getting a text message, you can shut that down real quick. You can call us and we'd stop that immediately. Go ahead.
Oh, is it me? David?
Yep.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So I'm glad Toni mentioned that about business. And so the question that I have is, do they also categorize, if I use the card for specific things for my business, can I create a categories that will be put together at the end of the year?
I believe so. I believe it does. I personally don't look at that stuff, so I don't know.
Toni, would you know?
Not at this point, but I'm certainly going to keep it very organized that I only use my Rellevate for business related expenses so that at the end of the year, I'm going to hand these statements to my tax man, and this is all deduction if it's applicable. So
I can look into that as well. and get
Okay,
back to you
David,
guys.
thank you.
Some of the other contractors we work with, that's one of the big things is that they keep their funds in here and they don't want it to intermingle with their other account. A lot of times it's at the end of the year, they might owe some taxes. And this way, if you keep all the money in the account, you have the money there when the tax man comes, as opposed to trying to figure out, oh gosh, now I need to transfer money and it's not there, all those things. It's just a really good way to differentiate your kind of business expenses from anything to do with your home. You can transfer funds as you see fit, with the idea that you're leaving some money in there for the end of the year that you're ready if you happen to owe taxes.
Well, Chris, one of my concerns,
I can tell you that if you leave the money in there and you pay all your business bills and things that you want to charge your business out of this account, you can literally just print out the monthly bills, lay it all out and put it on your Schedule C in that order, and you'll have your taxes done. That's that simple.
that's exactly the same.
Yeah.
one of the things that appeals to me about this is that I think you said, David, there isn't a minimum that you have to have in the account.
Correct.
When I don't have my minimum in my present business account, I get charged monthly.
We do not charge you for a minimum balance.
Okay.
A lot of people go to zero every time they do it.
And that does bring up, I did speak to a tax man today, and he wanted to create an S Corp or an LLC. Are we not able to do that with this account?
Here's the deal with that. The S Corp and the LLC will have to be registered with us. Okay. They do not send the 1099s. The 1099s come from your e-wallet, which is a separate company called PaymentSure takes care of that for us. Even though this is going to your personal account, quote unquote, the actual 1099, if you're listed as a corporation of any kind or an S Corp or an LLC and have your EIN number listed with Avini, that's what you're going to get your 1099 to.
Thank you, Neil.
Can we just simply state this so that those that might have come on late and still maybe be a little confused? It is pretty simple, and your upline team member can definitely help you because we've been through this for a while with Rellevate and with their customer service and all, and he's helping us. And thanks to the corporate staff at Avini and of course Rellevate, you should have gotten an email that shows you how to send your commission in Rellevate to your personal checking account, and it works. You can go step by step. In fact, Paige was great. She printed it out. She put it on Inner Circle for a lot of us, and that's how we figured it out too earlier. So the first thing you want to do is, if you are not enrolled in Rellevate, is go look for your email that says no reply at rellevate.com. And if you don't have it, you can call Heath or email Heath or at support or whatever at Avini, and he will ask Rellevate to resend it. Then you can start the process. And then it's not hard at all, guys. We just needed a little practice, and this has been great. So what else, Tony, am I forgetting?
I see a question from Don. Sorry to interrupt you. Way to send money when I don't have a debit card. Oh wait, you already asked that, Neil. I just wanted to make sure that Don's good to go. So I'm just now reading all the chat. Sorry.
There's a good one from Heath on here, and this is something important. Those of us who are brand new in the business, when you are eligible for your very first check or commission check, you will get an email welcoming you to Rellevate and have you set it up at that time. So the new people will get it when they're ready to get a check. They don't get it just for the heck of it. They get it only when there is a check in the e-wallet. Okay? So you got to tell your new people, this is part of that communications we were all talking about with our new people. You have to let them know that when they get paid, they need to look for this email, whether it be in spam or in their regular email, because they're getting an email to get paid, period.
That just simple, it simply is when they sign their first customer, when they sign their first distributor on the 10th of any month. So it's pretty simple, and be paying attention. Thank you, each one. What a great call. I think we answered a lot of questions. There's going to be more, I'm sure, but this will get the doors started. And please, guys, get your funds transferred into this account. You'll be thrilled.
And then it looks like I have one other, I don't think we answered this one. Is there a minimum amount that can be sent to someone? This is from Kathy. No, there's no minimum.
If you send a
And
penny, somebody's gonna question that.
And
And
also
Kathy,
the other question was normal banking hours for customer service, we assume.
I would say for the most part, yes. However, if you email us or you text our number, we do monitor that. If we have, a lot of times we are answering after hours. We're working, it's 10 p.m. here right now, and I've been answering, we've been doing stuff here. So our customer support team is around. So if there is something urgent, we will jump on and take care of that. So Kathy, if there's something where you're like, hey, I've got $500 that I have to get into my checking account right now, usually someone is there to help you. We're not going to let you go the whole weekend with, it may just be like a couple of hours or something like that. But if it's a Saturday at 9 p.m. here, it's tough for me to staff that 9 p.m. on the weekends, just we don't have many calls coming in. But it may be Saturday at 10 p.m. that we respond to you.
Great, thank you.
David, what is the texting number?
It is 203 564 9692.
Thank you.
And then it's service@rellevate.com. I just put it in the chat.
Oh, perfect.
And we do want to thank you so much. I'm following up with Marcy and it's saying this has been a wonderful training. Unless anybody has other questions, we do want to keep it to our hour, but we also want to invite or request, David, is it possible to do a follow-up Zoom, say in a month or so, to make sure everybody's on task?
Yeah, we can certainly schedule that. As long as we've got it on our calendar, we can certainly get that going. We can certainly have that. The evening's a little bit more difficult, so that's why I just want to make sure we get that going. We want to be a part of this. Is great for us as well. I want everyone to be happy. That's part of my job. Yeah, we can certainly jump back on.
We'll be sure and put it on the calendar in plenty of time this time, and we're so grateful we're able to put this together.
I promise David more
We'll
than a
get
day
it.
next
It's
time.
all good. No, all good. We are here. Everybody showed up. But I want to make sure we hit everybody else. And then also, as some of you kind of start signing up that haven't yet, or once you start sending the money on yourself, you may have questions. I don't know if you want to wait a whole month. We'll certainly schedule it. Call, text, or email us. We'll be here for you.
Yeah, Rachel got it to work, so whatever you told her worked.
Good. I saw that. I'm glad. I liked it.
Congratulations, Rachel.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna let David go to sleep. I don't know about you guys.
Can you give your number one more time, please?
I'm going to put it in the chat. It's 203 564 9692. I see somebody just raised their hand. Benita.
Yes, I have one more question. If you want to change your PIN or you've forgotten your PIN, do you need to know what your old PIN was?
No,
Or can
you can, I'll show you. That's where
it'll just send you a number or a 6-digit that you can have to put in to confirm it's you?
Are you saying just change your card PIN?
Yeah, I have information written down, but I didn't write my PIN number down.
You click
So,
that button right there.
okay.
Forgot PIN.
And then they'll send me an email or whatever to make sure it's me and so
Yep.
on and so forth.
Mhm.
Awesome. Perfect.
Anything else?
Okay.
Okay. Everybody
Thank
have
you,
a good rest of
David.
the night. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you guys
everyone.
so